welcome to the Plympton Public Safety Building Committee meeting. This meeting is being recorded for cablecast and YouTube presentation by Area 58 Community Access Media. The video of this meeting is not to be considered an official public record. All right, hi.
We're good. Never forgot that memorized.
No, you'd think you would. And even if I sit down and try and write it out, it's like, it's iffy.
Record it on the phone, just
All right, so,
I don't know.
let's do the agenda in order for change, please.
Oh, we can't do that, and ruin the project.
So that means you're on first. Overview of the project today.
We are finally on a normal weekly schedule for construction meetings because we're getting to that point. We're looking at pouring the slab of the building next Friday. The underground plumbing and the underground electric will be installed by then. So that's great. He's specifically not framing the building. Even though he can right now, he has the ability to do it. He thinks it'd just be a much cleaner job if he gets that slab in and he's working off the slab and he can backfill everything and he'll be able to go right around it and up and over. He's a little behind schedule, probably 2 to 3 weeks if I had to guess, based on his own schedule, but we're not even at all worried about it. We've had a pretty good working relationship with him so far. If you remember the elevation we talked about, the elevation that we talked about a month ago, he corrected that without claim. So we're working extremely cooperative. Number of claims that he's requested to date remains at 0 for 9 months. That's very good. And he's almost done pricing up putting the driveway in based on the drawings we got from the designer. So he's just putting finishing touches on that. I expect to have that to you next month. So we won't be, I don't think we'll be able to pay for it, but at least we'll be able to go and get it. So of course we could pay for it if we had 0 changes the whole way through. If we did that, it would be a miracle. The architect is keeping up to date with all the requirements that he has, which is the submittals and so on. I think we only have 2 or 3 submittals that are outstanding, that will be on 14 days, which is great. And none of them are in the critical path, so none of us are really screaming and jumping up and down. The contractor did not get his pay request in on time, so he will not be approving his pay right tonight, and he's going to have to wait a month. And although we're working great together, if we don't get him trained now, this is going to be a long construction cycle. He has to follow the rules otherwise, and he readily admitted it today. He took 2 weeks off in Jersey, and he owns it, and he'll just get that payment, he'll get the next payment next month. Other than that, from a budget standpoint, we still have our entire $140,878 in contingency because we haven't had any claims. I do want to get the board to allow P3 to begin the furniture process with the chief to start looking at furniture. We do have a furniture budget. We're obviously not going to execute anything without a board vote, but I want to get that process going. Sometimes furniture takes a long time, sometimes it's quick. There isn't a lot of furniture in this building, but there are things that need to be bought and specified so that we can accommodate certain dimensions like the gun cabinet and things like that that we took out way back when. So there's some things that we need to do. So if you guys would let us do that, we'll start down the path with the chief.
And I assume that would give us sort of a list of this is all the different furniture that we're talking about. This is some of the critical stuff that we need to do early. This is stuff we can wait till we get.
Yeah, and we'll come back with what the
the
furniture. We have a really small furniture budget. We have $50,000, but it's not a lot in here. There's tables, chairs, and a couple of desks, and I don't think you're going to be buying big padded cushioned chairs for the chief. You're going to get a little standard, town hall office furniture. So we just outfitted a 9,000 square foot senior center. We certainly have more furniture in this building. We're out in Greenfield, and we used, we went off the sleep bid list, we used Brockton-based WB Mason for all the furniture. And it was, came in at $76,000 installed. So, I mean, I'm quite confident we're in a good place there. But I wanted to start going down there, like, what are the chairs he's gonna have in roll call when he tests? Can they fold, can they push to the side, all those type of things. It's almost like starting all over again. Want to make sure that we can get that going. But rather than tie every meeting up, meeting by meeting, we wanted to get us to do the legwork first and then bring everybody in and say yay, nay, plus, minus, go. You're on the right track, you're not on the right track.
Okay, so a motion to give the three permission to go ahead and
Yeah,
check
to just
this.
start that process, right? We're not gonna purchase nothing.
Right.
We can't do it.
Do we come before the board prior to any,
When we get halfway through the process, we'll do a complete update so we can see the direction we're going.
okay, with the furniture and so forth?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so we've had a second, all in favor? Opposed?
All right. That's basically it. It's going pretty well.
I have a question. Is this the first time you've worked with them?
Actually, no. Unbeknownst to me, I actually had interactions with this company. We're building a school in Hanover, and he built the Veterans Memorial immediately adjacent. We had to coordinate where he ended and where we started. He was late building the memorial, but he got it in by Memorial Day, by 2 days. He did an outstanding job. The town was extremely satisfied. You know, he asked us to, unload his trucks, and we asked him to, plant our grass, and, we had a good working relationship with him. All right?
Okay, good. Any questions?
Any breaks back on the concrete yet?
Yeah, I have, you want me to start sending you those too? You want to get on that list? Okay. We have concrete breaks back, we have compaction tests back, we have geotech report back, from when we went out and did the, after the excavating. All of those, what we normally do is transmit those directly to, because this is controlled construction, which means that the responsibility of all of that is not the building inspector. It's the engineer, the structural engineer, the site engineer, and the architect. So we send all of those to them, but we do copy the building inspector, so he's getting a copy of everything, so that he can be knowing that things are going wrong. We haven't seen anything yet that's troublesome, but I'll get you a copy of all of them.
You want Dan to update the committee on a monthly basis about?
Oh, yeah, well, he mentioned that there's just that.
There's nothing yet.
Changes.
Yeah, we don't have
You're keeping
anything.
a log of-
I wish I had, we have a log of everything.
You're keeping a log of RFIs.
The RFIs, we have a log of RFIs, and right now there are no outstanding RFIs. They've all been answered, and none of them have resulted in claims,
It would be interested in just,
which, by the way, is a good indication that your documents are good.
well, that's that, and if I could see them as well.
Sure.
If they're, nonsensical RFIs, that's fine. But if they're RFIs that weren't covered by the documents,
We will have some of those.
no.
I haven't been on a project that doesn't have some of those. So we put them into 4 buckets. We put them into owner's request. We put them into bona fide unknown. We put them into requested by an authority having jurisdiction, and error and omission. So our RFI log has those 4 legends so that you can easily see which one's going. I just don't have any. I don't have any PCOs to bring to you and say, yeah, we got a claim. I don't have any.
No,
I almost called. I was almost going to call and say, do we have to meet today? Because I have so little to tell you. I mean, they're packing away back there. Everything they're doing seems to be great. We're spot checking it like we promised you we would. And we're here doing the meetings every week. The one issue that we have, and we do have one small issue, is electric service. And I brought all that information to the town administrator, and we still not have that resolved with Eversource. Eversource is, the woman that we have with Eversource is real stickler for checking off boxes. Once you check off the boxes, she's great. If there's one box that isn't checked properly, she won't even take it off her desk, so. And we've worked with her 100 times.
So we kind of knew that this was going to be this functional process with Eversource.
It's not just that, we're gonna have to get an easement at some point in time made up. You know, there's a lot of back and forth we gotta do with that for the service. Even though you have 5 services on this site, you know, and they are so crazed in their law department, we're gonna create another one. I'm sure your easement's probably for the whole site with these guys, but we're working through that now. He hasn't even got temporary power. He's running off generators. So he hasn't even got temporary power. So, I mean, that's pretty telling as to how long Eversource has been taking.
With gas company.
We haven't had any issues with gas company.
And yet, is that something that we have to stay on top of as far as they bring the service into the site?
The service coming into the site is a work order that goes through the gas company, and they'll inform us when they're ready to come out and do it. I have not heard that we have any delays or issues with it.
Who generates the work order?
The work order gets generated when the engineer designs the building and creates the load, and he sends the load over to the gas company. They come back and say, okay, the load is great enough so that you don't have a mitigation fee. So the gas companies, we haven't been asked for a mitigation fee. You go down and look, I have a mitigation fee here for utility back charges, and I'm not going to say the amount on live TV because the vice president of the gas company is going to be there to go grab it. But we have a sum of money anticipating back charges by telephone, electric, and gas. We haven't had any yet. I suspect there'll be something from the electric company. Shouldn't be too bad. I suspect it'll be zero for the gas company because we're a new service for the gas company. The electric company, a new service, the formulas that the Department of Public Utilities creates to allow them to offset their costs of bringing the service are different than the gas companies. We always seem to never pay on the gas company, but we always seem to pay in the electric company. And I don't know why that is, but somebody with a double pocket protector made the formula up at Beacon Hill, and no one even knows what, and you can't argue it. Once they give you the bill, you can't say, well, you break down the hours.
So the gas company's state income tax and the electric company's federal income tax.
It could, pretty much something like that.
How come I always know on this one and don't know on that one?
Yeah, any other questions?
Do we have the new driveway plan and?
Yeah, well, you know what, I didn't bring it with me, did I email it to you?
I brought just a small copy, did I not send it to you?
I did send it to the chairman,
I'm sorry, that's.
like 2 or 3 days after the last
And we
meeting.
should, whatever point we should talk through, with us talking, he had some initial questions, and I proposed some initial comments based on our discussions before, but we should talk through those today.
Okay, do that.
The good news on that is we are pricing it up so that we can at least know what it's gonna be. I think we always said it was gonna be $250,000 for the driveway. It appears to be a lot less than that at this point in time. So,
Okay, so then moving along, we have 3 invoices to approve. One, I think that maybe you haven't approved yet.
I've not seen an invoice from the architect.
Okay, so that just came to me, great. We have 2, but one came to me from Rob, so
Okay.
you've seen that one. Okay, talking about 15, 16. We also have, we also have invoice from P3 for $5,000 for construction administration. So a motion to approve P3's invoice for payment.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Right?
Opposed?
Notice,
I do not want to send this one.
Okay.
I want to talk to him about it. So, the one that you just came in, I'm gonna chat with them
So
about.
we're approving number 15 for context for 15, oh, I'm sorry, we're approving P3 number 13 for $5,000. We also have number 15 from context for $15,000, which our OPM just approved. So motion to approve the context invoice for payment.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, good.
So, are they going to regrade all of this? There's no need for retaining walls on either side of that?
I think there's more than one sketch there. I don't,
Well, that's the only one I can see.
There's not, there wasn't retaining walls, and when I looked at it, it looked like they were gonna replace.
right. I mean, the one I have is bigger. It's hard to email and get you to print them.
You had actually, and I should have followed up with an email to you this week, and I actually had some medical tests, and
Oh, I hope you're better.
I'm fine.
There.
They were annual tests. I thought Zell was planning to come to this meeting to talk about this, but
I
sort of-
actually haven't heard from Sal in 3 weeks. All right, Rob's been doing the weekly meetings, and he comes back and says everything's going great other than being on the schedule. And Zal does come to the weekly meetings. So, and when we don't think we need him, we tell him not to come so we can bank his hours, which is what I want to move this building. He's just building a set amount all the way through, and there's times, you know, if this thing runs into a little bit longer, I don't want to come back and ask him for money.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to have that check.
their schedule was $15,000 a month
Yeah,
until November.
right.
Yeah.
But that's not the deal that we all made the deal with, only the construction. So, right?
All right, so that's moving on. Next on the agenda is the conflict report, which you did know. Okay. Does anybody have any questions or comments about this? They're all set with it? Okay.
Now, if it doesn't fit, I'm not coming to that meeting. Just kidding.
All right, then, we have
Oh,
no discussion now.
Joe, something for Dan Plug today would be Joe Miller.
I think so.
Okay, next on the agenda was, in fact, the driveway. Since this is our only sketch, I don't know if there's anything to really...
Well, I should, so there were some questions
Yeah.
that came along, and of course, it was all moving because we wanted to get it out, so I talked to Colleen, and I just answered to the best we could based on that. What I said at the caveat that was all subject for us discussing them, but they were pretty straightforward. The first one they asked about, should there be vehicle only, police vehicle only signs at the end of that driveway? And I basically said, that'd be great, but you can't do that because we're going to have some parking there to use that route. And so while the way that it's designed is going to be primarily police traffic going in and out, if someone's coming to the police station, they're not parking over here.
No, I think what he was trying to get at is you want to have the in come around and the out come out. But you want it to be in and out. I think that's where he was trying to go, and not making a two-way entrance. That's a really tough corner. You know, you've got that wall that's right up against there, and it's going to be a tough corner coming out.
Well, that wasn't what we understood in our discussions, that's because it's actually a better corner than the one that we have now.
Yeah,
Maybe.
safety-wise, much better.
We're trying to get rid of that.
And-
Well, because you have the conflict with two driveways.
Yeah,
Well, no, more than that, if you go out this driveway over here, closest to the townhouse, and there was a police vehicle accident about 2 months ago.
right.
Went down, you look down Palmer Road this way, there's a hill. And so all of a sudden, you can look like that, there's nobody there. Now you look to this side, and all of a sudden, you turn back this way, and bang, somebody pops up over the hill.
Especially
Whereas
if you're not
if-
going to speed limit.
If you go down this way, you're looking down the hill, and you can see down to the highway department, and then, of course, you can see all the way back up to the green, so it's a much safer exit, like, especially for emergency vehicles.
I was thinking more in the lines of seeing around to the left.
To that way? You mean?
When you get to the bottom of the hill and you're in your car,
Yeah.
and you've got a wall there, you're gonna have to nose out to see around the wall.
Yeah, you just nose out to the side.
Right.
Yeah,
But
just.
that's,
You've got the width of the sidewalk.
And you have the width of the driveway, because the mall is gonna be up.
I'm not gonna win this one.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't live here, you guys know it better than I do. I'm looking at it purely from a planning board standpoint. That wall would be something that we would look at.
But there's no growth, there's no vegetation,
Right.
which a lot of times when you come out of your driveway, you look at your.
You're doing that
Ah, yeah.
because and the growth keeps going and no one has to
Exactly. So this is clear, and I've talked to the chief about that, and he completely agrees that that would be a safer entry and exit. And then, of course, we've talked about when the ball field is in use and everything else, that you really don't want a merchant.
so but the other point is that I made about this driveway is that it needs to be designed for any potential future. So if at some point we put, as we have talked about, if at some point in the future, we have no idea whether that will happen, a fire station or some sort of facility back here, that driveway, as it gets built, needs to be able to accommodate back and forth. But even in that instance, given where we put the police station, there's going to be some need for vehicles to be multi-purpose, though the goal would be is that those vehicles for ball field, for townhouse business, are going to be on this side. So it's just the driveway's got to be designed in that way to accommodate long-term whatever may happen. So that we've said, so I'm not sure whether the design needs to change or not.
Well, it's the width of the drive that's there now that we've designed between the two rows park. So, I mean, it's
Right.
wide enough.
Right.
I just, usually when we do something like this, we actually do a sightline study at left and right to make sure that it is indeed safe, because there are standards to what is safe left and right.
And what
And
would...
that's not anything that contacts with own contract.
No, I understand. But so what, for instance, what would that run us before? I mean, we're getting estimates here and everything, and so if we have to come up with a little bit of money to do that, then...
If you're looking to do this, you're probably looking to get the appropriation next May.
Yep.
I mean, ideally.
Barring America.
I was just gonna say, ideally, if we could get this contractor to do it, we're in the best shape ever.
Right.
I'm not there yet.
Yeah, no, I know.
I can't.
But a study like that's not going to be huge money.
No.
Sightline study. So
No,
it's something that we,
I
as
think
we're,
it would be less than $5,000, probably $4,000 to $5,000.
as we're moving along this, it's something that we...
I mean, technically, you're supposed to get a curb cut permit from the state highway too. I mean,
Yep.
and that's a whole process in itself.
Yeah, so
I'll put it in and
we'll,
ask for forgiveness, but that's just me.
yeah, but I think this is, we need to know how big of a box this
You
is
can blame me,
anyways.
the OPM said he could do it.
The signage we can have done in Kingston.
Right.
I just picked up a metal sign for transfer today, this afternoon. All nice and official green and
This
everything.
was more about the design, and whether they should put that into design for the signage. So yeah, I sort of said that's not, and it just can't be. I mean, you're gonna have citizens coming to the police station for police business. You can't have that driveway only be vehicles. That said, the way it's designed over there, unless you're doing something specifically at the police station, you're not generally gonna be in there. It's gonna be much safer taking those vehicles out from over directly. The second point he asked about lighting, and I said, I pretty much said, well, it's a reasonable point, and we should design it appropriate, it should be in compliance with the town's lighting bylaw, and we should have a couple of lights out here that find out if it should be, any specs for that.
Should be a downlight.
A nice, simple downlight. Asked about a sign identifying the police station somewhere near the driveway. I said, clearly we're going to want a sign, so we should have any of the work that needs to be done to light the sign and doing of that should be done, but we might not include the sign as part of that project, and it might be something that we do, as a separate project, and they want to get a nice granite sign or something. But I just said,
You should
draw
send
something
it
in for,
It's beautiful.
yeah.
And it's just two posts and a piece of granite with the town seal etched in
Right.
it.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that doesn't look like business. But I said the underground stuff should be part of that. And then the last one was about that, you know, we would need to take out some of the granite and there would need to be, you know, curved granite put in and all that. And I said that clearly makes sense. And then I put as an added piece, but there should also be clearly noted that that granite that gets taken out should go down behind the barn or something.
What I think we'll probably end up with from this project, if we can just keep holding the line, is we can get the design probably completed and the work with District 5, NASDAQ completed, so we go to town meeting and we can just appropriate the construction costs. We can do that, we did a pretty damn good job.
Right.
You know. And we did what we said we'd do. It's the one piece that we haven't done that we, you know, promised we'd do if we could. We're gonna get the apple. If we don't, we get close enough that we can have them just put it in, we'll have that discussion at a later date.
Right.
Because we may want to just do that, because it'll save you about $100,000.
Right.
All right?
This driveway that we're using now, are there changes being made in that?
None.
There is an.
We're widening the driveway.
Back here.
Once you get past the town hall building, it starts to widen on the radii,
Okay.
and then it comes into our parking lot.
And there is an Old Colony Planning Council grant that's being done to look at concepts for over here from more of a full campus perspective. Stuff that we talked about early on, we went up there, so that's going to be something that's going.
And there was some discussion about them coming to our committee to get our input that I haven't heard anymore.
I'll follow up on that, because clearly we spent a fair amount of time talking about a number of issues and looking at feasibility stuff early on.
I'll tell you, if we get this road, I'd love to get the first driveway out, so we only have one.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I mean? Because those two
three,
driveways right there.
well, it's three, it's 1, 2, 3. It's-
Yeah, but I can see a two and in and out
Yeah.
and a reworking of the parking lot. It's the third one that kind of comes off an angle, which looks like the original driveway to the school. Before anything else was here, it was probably a driveway on an angle going to the school, probably was an entrance.
Although something tells me that something was off because of how steep that hill is there, that it feels like it was cutting at some point when they needed it more so than, you know,
Could be.
the hill right when it just goes, it's like,
Yeah.
You mean like ours?
so,
I did give the town administrator the concept drawings that we had done before, so she's sharing those with the
and the other thing I did tell the, and told Liz as well, was that, you know, any concept I have over here should be at least two. One includes the fire station being there, and one does, assumes the world is great and you can do whatever you want. But you can't just come up with one, because it doesn't, there's two.
You're doing
Very
the fire,
likely.
you are definitely doing the fire stuff. It's just a question of whether it's 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, you're doing.
But the plan should be able to, and also if you do a good enough plan, you can start executing on pieces of it. You know, you can start reworking how the library is, knowing that's not going to impact. There's any number of potential things that you can start to make some of these improvements to get us where we need to be, as long as we know where we need to be at the end stage, and we don't do things that you might have to do.
All right, so that's
Great.
well, we've got our next meeting scheduled for August 1st, which is the first Wednesday in August. Any other, minutes. Anybody have any amendments to minutes?
I noticed, well, could be my eyes, but there was no mention of not paying any of the bills until we got the,
No, I think I saw it.
did you? I didn't see it.
I think you said that there was a discussion.
Yeah, I seem to recall reading in there that there was a note.
There was some discussion to hold this payment since we have not received requested additional.
Okay, I apologize.
No, no problem.
My eyes.
And by the way, he worked
I
really
get
fast after that.
Get everybody's attention.
Remember the golden rule, he who has the gold makes the rules.
second set of meeting minutes that's been in a row.
Well, I hope you're happy, because it's going pretty well.
Okay, so these are okay as written?
This,
Motion to accept as recommended.
second?
Second? All in favor? Okay,
Aye.
good, thank you. Take the draft off, send them to you. I think we're done.
I think you're done, Jim?
Anything else? Any other questions, comments, worries?
Can we walk around tonight and see what's going on?
I don't have to keep it deep. But I'd be happy to walk you through during the week, just send me a note.
You're here, what day for meeting?
We're here Wednesdays at 10 a.m.
We can go out through the Board of Health if you'd like,
You technically can.
and through the
I don't know if
handicap.
anybody
ramp.
else is interested, but I have not been out there to look at it.
Yeah, just come on out. I mean, if you do, if we can walk to the Board of Health, I don't mind taking you out there.
Do they have hard hat signs up out there in case somebody wants to wander out there during the day?
They don't have hard hat signs out there. They don't have OSHA signs out there. They don't have gate A and gate B out there. They don't have the wage rates posted. I could go down a list of things that they don't have that they should have. And mostly that stuff comes from their trailer, which we need power for. So, I mean, there's a whole back and forth what we're trying to do with all of that. But I
Well, I'm
don't-
thinking more of civilians that want to walk back there. I've got a hard hat, but I don't.
Civilians shouldn't be going beyond the fence line. That's why there's a fence. And he does have a fence well enough that, you know, it's just, I'm sure the kids are gonna be over the weekend. I mean, I know if I was a kid, I'd be in there.
Well, I wandered in there when they were pouring the footings.
Yeah.
I had a hard hat on and I introduced myself to the guy on site and I just stood back and watched.
Oh, okay.
Got your camera?
No, well,
I came out and checked the rebar before they poured the hoodies.
That was my whole reason.
I wanted to make sure the corners were right, I wanted to make sure the hockey sticks were in the right angle.
I was a little concerned when they were pouring the footings, the reach the guy had to have, he was right on the edge of that bank and it wasn't virgin material, it's all stuff that they just pushed into a pile.
That's what it means, if he fell in,
Baby was tipping,
he's doing what he has to do to fix it. We're gonna have,
but it was a good crew, it was very efficient, they did a good job.
the guys that were putting up the forms are great too, the guys down the bars,
Yeah.
between the footings and just some steals in that.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, there's rebar at the end of the big day. You know, I mean, you're getting a good
Probably not.
Oh, yeah,
This
because
is the other-
they're missing some pieces, that's why it's leaking.
No, they put more in somewhere else. I'm sure they got their
They got
quota in.
But if you want to show me how to get us through the Board of Health, will there be handicap access?
Yeah.
I'll be happy to go for it.
Okay. How many people are gonna do that? Because if the quorum.
So you don't need a quorum. Site visit is not by Mass General laws, a site visit is not a open meeting thing. You can close the meeting and we can do a site visit. As a matter of fact, we encourage you to do that, because if there was public here, we would not allow the public to come out. You are an official of the town, special municipal employee, so you are covered, they're not. Okay?
Then motion's returned.
Second?
And all in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Okay, good night. Good night, thanks for watching.